Hi there, welcome to week 2 of the Show Me the Money 10th year. Can't believe it's been 10 years.
10
And obviously,
years.
joining me today is another 2-0 GM, Craig. How's
Good evening, everyone.
So it's going to be one of us might still be unbeaten by the end of the weekend, but it certainly won't be me. But we'll crack on with the North Division. We'll crack
We
on with
will
that
have
one
a
in a minute.
look and see.
There you go.
So
That's
here
a
we
nice
go.
one for you.
The factory of sadness descended into sadness. Kirk Cousins, 34.56 points, and still got absolutely papped. I mean, what can you say? The big issue I've got with this game is Barkley 21.20 and see you later. And I don't know when I'll get to see him again, which is quite harsh. But Mike Evans went off for me. DJ Moore finally got himself into the season. And Elliott, kicking 12 is quite handy. Jordan Love done absolutely fine at quarterback again. And yeah, it was a good win. The Broncos did not help out the factory with Perrine 2.4 and their defense getting 0. And, Chase is 3.10. He's going to have better weeks than that. But what can you say?
I know it's not very often the Broncos will get 0 points. That was because we usually got a good defense, but.
Yeah, no, that turning into a shootout was the biggest surprise of the weekend. I think it really was.
I know that ending was a bit mental as well.
It was, yeah. It's, but yeah, I mean, Elijah Mitchell there on his bench didn't see the field, did not see the field. CMC took every single offensive snap. So, I mean, he'll get some he's going to get some time. CMC can't take every single snap, he's going to break. So, he will get some time. But yeah, it's only 1-1 for Sean, so there's no need to, he won't be in full-blown panic mode yet, but I dare say he's going to start sniffing about a trade sooner rather than later, and especially if he can get one over on Doug this week, he'll be looking to get a trade, I would think, to get moving, because the team's not terrible.
No, and obviously he'll be wanting to beat Doug, so Doug will go 0-3. Because you'll be wanting him to beat Doug as well, but
the fire sale will start.
I know. They're probably one of the quickest
fire already.
Well, you're not trying to ship off Kelsey in week 1.
Well, he's talking about it, but there's people talking. The big surprise, no trades have been made yet, but I'm sure one will come soon enough. There'll be a couple of 0-3s that start thinking, next week, I'm sure, but we'll see. It's but yeah, no, this was a good win for me. It was a good point score as well, 112.64. I don't think it was the most of the week, but it wasn't a kick in the backside off it, So 2-0, yeah, Sonny, I'll take it. But you know what the problem is, Barkley's out. I've brought in Clyde Edwards-Helaire, because and Pacheco might be out, but I'm going to have to play CEH this week. He's starting. He's playing alongside Barkley, and yeah, so we'll see what happens. But if Taylor doesn't come back, which is on the fence, I can't see. I don't see this being a winning season, but I'll certainly take the start. It's a better start, and if I do manage to beat Grote this week, which is very doubtful because his team started to swing now. If I do manage to tip him though, I will be trading. I'll be trading in week 4. I'm pretty confident.
Yeah, well, there you go. There's Grote's team. So
there we go. I mean, I would have beat him this week, so Drat's got him the wrong week. Got him the wrong week, but yeah, good win for Grote. I mean, you can't. 83.22 is not a disaster. That wins games from time to time for Doug, but he'll be happy to see Kelsey back on the pitch, obviously, but only 8.6 points, not the best. He'll be unhappy to see Montgomery's injury.
Yeah, I don't know. He's got Warren, though. She's getting more and more of the pitch, so it's quite good. So
he is, and he is looking so much better than Naj now. You've got to say he does look a whole lot better than Naj. I do see Warren coming on for him and getting a wee bit better, And Smith and Jegba, he's a rookie, He's got rookies tend to start quite slowly, So I'm sure he'll come into he'll have his weeks. The problem that Smith and Jegba's got is the receiving core there is just so good,
Yeah, that is a bit of and obviously you might have to play Spears this week unless you pick somebody up. Because I think Hill might be missing as well. So.
Well, if Montgomery's out, of course, but if Montgomery's out, but you've got, but yeah, I mean, Grote's team's starting to swing a little bit now, aren't they? With you've got, I mean, there, even on his look at his bench, London 12.7, Wilson 14.3, and he's got Ridley Smith. Zach Moss could be that could be the sleeper, but that's a dirty one. I said it last night, and I'll say it again tonight. That is a dirty one because you've got Zach Moss in your team, and it just isn't right.
Well, his defense should do better this week when they're playing the Giants tonight. So,
well, we'll see. If it depends.
Hopefully not, but yeah.
If it's the first 6 quarters Giants, then yes, I agree. If it's the last 2 quarters Giants, then no, they'll get about the same.
Yeah, but no Barkley. So
yeah, well, no Barkley's massive.
Well, then,
he is a out now, isn't he?
Yeah, he's out for maybe 2, maybe 3 weeks, I think. But he's definitely out this week, unfortunately.
But yeah, so we've got, but yeah, I mean, Musgrave will have better games than that as well. But AJ Dillon is a worry for me. He had his chance, he got a big chance this week and he didn't take it with Jones not playing.
Yeah.
Walker is Walker, it's it's a
he didn't really do much though, Ken. He had a couple of touchdowns which boosted his score, but I don't think he actually did much.
No, but you get the couple of touchdowns. 3.2. It first saves all the ills, the couple of touchdowns. So yeah, I mean, Grotty's got to be favourite from where he drafted, and he's not traded anything stupid yet. So
yeah.
But
he's probably itching to, but yeah. But should he just made like if Justin Tucker misses a kick, he gets minus 50 points. Give everybody a chance.
Well, I will absolutely take the fact that I'm 2-0 and he's 1-1, and the worst that I can be is tied with him going out after the round of divisional games,
Well, definitely, and 2-1 in the division games is good when you've got to play them on the way back. So
yeah, absolutely suits me down to the ground. So at worst I'm 2-1, and at best I'm 2 ahead of him already. Of
course, do you like your logo?
Yeah, good logos. I like them.
Obviously, now we're at the South Division, so we've got the boys are back in town with the highest score of the week. Just pitching.
Was that the highest score of the week? Was it? Yeah, just picked me.
Yeah, that's what I can see. Yes.
And Kirkwall Raiders. Yeah, so I mean, again, 87.60. Allen's. It's not terrible. It's not bad. Breece Hall's obviously hurt him. Khalil Herbert, I just don't see Herbert being a thing now. At first I thought it was, but the big thing that Allen's going for him is right there in his flex spot.
Williams, yes.
I mean, that is just Williams is going to be the man. He's going to run that LA backfield, and they run the ball a lot, and it opens up. When they run the ball a lot, it opens up for Stafford. So I think Williams is going to have a great season now if he stays fit.
And the Jets will usually score more than 0 points as well.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, that was just that. But I mean, they look great week 1. They didn't look so good against the Cowboys. It's got to be said, the Cowboys found a way to beat them quite comfortably. But yeah, I mean, Waller at tight end. If he stays fit, he's going to. I think he'll be. I mean, he's the Giants' main man, isn't he?
Yes.
You can't really say that. There's only really 2 tight ends you can say that about. Well, maybe Andrews as well, but definitely the number 1 target for Jones. So he has to do well. And then of course you've got Ross moving on to 2-0. Ross on 2-0. He's got to get a nosebleed soon. Is there Ross?
I know. It's going to be a bit. So he's got.
You've got Swift there, Cook there, the right Cook. And he's got 113 points with Mooney scoring him 0 nada in the flex, He's got the Gus Bus sitting there. If the Gus Bus can stay fit,
Yeah. Like even Joe Burrow, Gammy, good job, still scored more than Brock Purdy last week. But yeah, but
I mean, leaving Burrow on the bench is a brave move, isn't it? I mean, it's not paid off here. He still won the game comfortably enough. But yeah, I mean, Ross has got to be sitting quite happy right now, you have to say. And Pittman's going to have a lot better weeks than that. Obviously Mooney will be out. I'm sure he'll bring in the Gus Bus this week.
Yeah, or even Gibson. But yeah, it'll be one of it. But you never know with Ross. He just does.
Yeah, well, he's got to be.
But he's 2-0. You can't argue with that. You know what I mean?
I tell you what, by the way, the Cowboys' defense is real as well. They're the real deal.
Yeah. And just imagine how many points Cook actually got the ball with in 10 in the final 10 yards. You know what I mean? 15 points on a non PPR, and
Yeah,
he didn't get a sniff to get the goal line shots. So hopefully he'll get
crazy.
them soon, and that'll be good.
It'll
Of
boost him
course,
even further. I mean, it's yeah, cracking team there, and probably and favourites for the division, I would say. And then
yeah,
here
well,
we are with our kind of joint defending champs, Ash.
yeah,
Luton against Graham's. Graham was. I was playing tennis with Graham on Wednesday night, and he was saying to me how the connection that he had over there. He is just awful, and he could not. And every time he got on and he went to do something, he would get in, and he would go. And by the time he got the thing that I just didn't save, it didn't work. So he
yeah,
will
yeah, 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 yeah.
now and can get into it properly. The other thing Graham's
No,
going to be delighted about is Cam Akers signing up for the Minnesota Vikings. I think that can do
yeah.
nothing but
He's
help
got
him there.
the coup on the bench as well, so that's another good one.
He's getting a cool and he's got Eckler to come back as well, you know. So yeah, I mean he's on to. I mean playing Miller, oops, but
Yeah,
Miller is a play this week. I think definitely the play this
but
week.
then Waddle's questionable this week, so you can always slip the coup in there.
Yeah,
Or
Eckler
move
could be
Lockett
back.
and then you could put Eckler in the flex, but Lockett in instead of Waddle. Yeah, Pierce
Too
has not
early
done
for
much,
Akers, yeah.
so
I th-
yeah,
great.
too early for the Acres.
He's got a problem with Pierce there as well. I mean, he's just not looking like he's the same player, is he? But
Well,
it's
that
that.
offensive line is awful. He's actually, I think he had every one of his runs, he got positive yards because every one of his can after break after tackle. He had
Yeah,
12 yards
yeah.
break after tackle because every time he got the ball, he was hit behind the line.
The line is awful.
So just
Line, yeah.
get into the line, he was breaking 3 tackles. It's just mental, like, yeah.
But it's the whole. I hate running backs in their second year. I always just think running backs in their second year do terrible, and there he's proven my way. But yeah, Chris has got to be absolutely over the moon that he's got Ford sitting on the bench.
But then he's got to be worrying if Richardson's playing this week because he's still in concussion protocol because he's not got another.
He'll be in the agency on Sunday afternoon. I would think if Richardson's not out the protocol. But I mean,
But then
it's
on NFL, is it free agency on a Sunday? Because I don't know. Because I don't touch any of that.
yeah, it is. Yeah, it's free agency on a
That's
Sunday.
okay.
So
Cool.
it'll be he'll very much he can leave it to last minute and go and get someone if he has to. But I mean, there's every chance Richardson will be back. You know, it depends how bad the bang was. But I mean, Kelly's done him absolutely no favors there. And I said it again and
Play
again.
Jones, yeah.
You had to play Kelly. Whoever had Kelly had to play him.
Yeah.
Zay Jones, big fat zero. You know, do you know Jefferson has went for so many? He's not scored yet this year.
No, well, he fumbled trying to score there.
He
That
did.
was his fumble by reaching for the end zone.
He did have his chances, but yeah, he's not scored yet. But Nico Collins, I mean, he looks the real deal to be fair as well, and it's he
I've
should
got
be
him with quite a few
for him.
best balls. And obviously the Bills scoring 10 points, McManus 9 points. Laporta, he is
He's started very well, you know. He's
Yeah.
started very well. He's got Christian Watson to come back as well, you know. So I mean, it's one of those ones. It's from where he was drafting, and I think he'd given up a few picks as well. So you've got, you know, you look at that and you think, yeah, that's quite all right. And he's at 1-1. He's the only one behind the leader.
Did he have Jefferson and Pollard as keepers? And then he didn't pick again until about the 5th round or something like that.
I thought, yeah, because he had the Paul and Jefferson's keepers for sure, yeah, and then and you can see it's came from later on, you know, with what's there, but he's made the most of it for sure, and he's got a very good chance.
Getting forward was a good one. So on to the East Division.
So this
is a lot of boobies.
Batman's off the mark.
A very close one.
Is this the earliest Ray's ever got off the mark in 10 years? I think this might be the earliest he's ever got off the mark.
I'd have to check with that one, like, but
so
that was for the Giants are -1 points. Why you picked the Giants? Well, I suppose it was against Arizona.
It's a tight wee win there, though, isn't it? Just
he basically won because Chubb basically got crippled.
Well, that's exactly why he's won there, isn't it? But yeah, I mean, Justin Fields just does not look that great, does he?
No. Neither does Watson, to be honest.
Watson looks awful. He really looks.
Watson was at fault for every one of those turnovers. So yeah, it's bad.
So yeah, these were two bad quarterbacks, and the scores reflect that. It's the scores. I mean, surely they've just got to let Fields run. They've got to let him use his legs. But
Yeah, they have
I
to, because
mean,
that's what worked last year. Just let him run. That's it.
yeah, just let him go. But I mean, Graham's got he's got Pickett on the bench. I guess he's got Gainwell to come back, which will help him out. And Thielen done okay there. Adams, McLaurin are going to be fine. Gallup, but
He's got
Gallup is
Kamara back for week 4, so Kamara will
it's.
be back. So
Oh yeah, of course he's got Kamara down there as well. So there's a fix for Chubb, with Kamara down there. But yeah, it might be a long old season for Graham. I've got to say,
yeah,
he needs a few things to happen there. But
who's
yeah,
they playing this week?
Look at Ray flying. Look at him going. McCaffrey's just going to. He's a ball hogger. And I'm actually surprised he only got 19.50 points.
I know, but obviously Graham this week is playing the Coping Badly Jets, who are 2-0. So
Yeah, I know.
bit of a tough one for him there. Like,
We'll talk about that 2-0 Coping Badly Jets in a second. But yeah, no, it's it's only week 2. You've always got to remember it's only week 2. But 0-2 and Chubb down and Kamara not back yet and Gainwell's hurt and Gallup not getting the ball yet. If I was Graham, I'd be a little bit worried. But
well, then Ray's got Myers coming back as well. He'll be back in either this
he
week or
has,
next week, so that's a good
and
one.
and
He
Reed
seems to
does
be a
look the real
favourite.
deal. Reed looks the real deal at the Packers. I think he's going to do just fine, and he will be scoring double digits more weeks than not.
Yes, and Harris getting the goal line touches.
Yeah, absolutely,
So,
absolutely. But yeah, he is. But can you play him for that? I don't know.
not behind those two. No,
No,
not really.
and yeah, the Giants -1. Well, they'll have better weeks than that. Surely, to goodness, they'll have better weeks than that, Johnny.
Well, hopefully he's picked up a better defense this week. If not playing them tonight, to be honest, that'll be
But yeah,
I will be watching the first quarter to see how we get on, if it's time to stay up or not, because I am working in the morning, and I am in charge, so I better not be asleep.
And here
There
we
we
go,
go.
the
This
2-0 Coping Badly Jets, defending champs, Tartan Bears go 1-1 with just 67.14 points. And that's down to kind of, what's that down to? It's down to Amon-Ra's got turf toe. That's a bit of a problem, isn't it? I'm not even sure I'd play him even if he's active this week. But
Kittle
yeah,
only getting 3 points.
wee bit of a problem for our Joe. So it is. It's Mostart obviously is going fine. But Sanders will have better weeks. Juju probably not.
No,
but yeah,
not the Myers back. Juju will do nothing if Myers plays.
Well,
But
it's
looking a bit.
He's got Cup to come back off IR if Cup comes back off IR. But yeah, other than that, you can see it was drafted from the 16th spot, can't you?
It was a tough one. He's just not used to. He's not used to drafting that late. So
no, it's not. I mean, it's not terrible, but it's going to struggle, isn't it? When you look at some of the other teams, and then you've got Mark 98.6, so good score this week. The scoring was low this week. He's moved on
Dalvin Cook.
2-0. But we are minus, for Dalvin Cook. So I mean, he's going to persevere with Dalvin, isn't he? Because that's his man, and he'll have better weeks. There's no way Dalvin Cook's not going to have better weeks.
He's going to have to. He's only got 2 running backs,
and they're going to. Has he only got 2 running backs?
Yeah,
so he does.
But then obviously you got the Buccaneers defense help with 17 points.
They did. They did, and Gabe Davies showed up, that which is always helpful. I see Metcalf's questionable, but I can't see that actually materialising.
He's fit and happy last season, questionable to be honest, but yeah,
exactly. But
he's got a good running back on the bench, but unfortunately, it's not classified as a running back.
He
was running well the other night. Actually, he was running good.
You could stick him in, but you could stick him in for Knox easily enough. He's got Rice here on the bench. He's got Dotson's going to have better weeks. A good week to leave him on the bench. And the choice to play Shaheed over Dotson, over Johnson, that's a big call. So you got to take your hat off to Mark. Luck this week. Well done, sir.
But if it wasn't for that, he had that one long pass of 45 yards. Other than that, it'd be the same as the other ones. So
see that one long pass for 45 yards that actually cost me a game in one of the leagues. Can't remember what one it is, but that pass I lost by like 3 points or 2 points or something, and the guy had Shaheed in his team.
Well, can I laugh? Because you laugh because I lost because bloody Labby stepped out of bounds to the 7-yard line.
I take it you didn't. I take it you didn't get your sorted scores.
No, but I think Manchester Bees. I don't. Did they win or did they lose? But it's a lot closer now than what it was before. I
Oh, they
don't know if
won, I'm
they went
sure.
from. But I think they've lost now.
Have they?
It was in the chat. I think the amendment score has changed it.
I'll need to go and have a look.
I know,
But yeah,
but
well done, Mark. Good one. And
good stuff.
2-0, good start to the season.
Yeah. Well, we're going to the West Division now, so we'll save my game for last, and we'll go for our regular season champion almost every year.
Levion
There we are, 2-0 as usual. And it's looking bloody
109.62.
good.
To be fair to Sean, right, 0-2, no surprise. But to be fair, 97.06 would have beat a lot of teams this week.
Oh yeah, it's the second best score in our division.
You know, so it's he's just ran into one this week, and that 0-2, I'm sure, will become 1-something very, very soon because the team's fine. He's going to be
running
upset
back
with
though.
Matson. Matson's a problem. He's keeper. Johnny,
Yeah,
you have been overtaken as the worst keeper into the
and the
10-year
history of
history.
it.
Show me the money, because I never thought Johnson keeping Deontay Johnson would have been bet. But congratulations, Sean. You officially have the worst keeper
Thank you,
in
Sean.
10-year history.
You can stop slagging me off a bit now when you've got that. You've got Madison, and that is
Alexander
by far.
Mattson. So
Yeah, I couldn't believe it when I saw that. I was like, what the yeah.
It was what can you do? And there you go. He's even got Deontay Johnson on IR, but he's not put him on IR yet. So there will be other players coming in.
I don't because obviously I don't know if he knows he can, because obviously the NFL site's harder to figure out your IR than
No,
the
it's
sleeper
really
site.
not.
So it
It's
probably doesn't.
exactly the same.
No,
They
it's not,
sit
because
down,
they don't show up the spots.
they do when you hit on your thing. You just put it to
Yeah,
IR.
but if you look at your team, he might not be. He'd be looking at his team and it's not showing up a spot, so he's probably not thought of it.
He'll know.
So
But
I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt. But he still needs a bloody running back this week.
I mean, he's going to have to play early as it stands, isn't he? I do think he was active in the agency, which we'll take a look at in a second. But I do think he was quite active there. But yeah, why have you got two? Why have you got two in your team, Sean? Why? And do you know what? You can't put them on the agency now, because if you put them in the agency, you're going to make someone's team stronger. But you're never going to play him over Allen, ever. He's literally
Except in his bye week,
for the bye week. And he's going to score so many points, so many weeks. And he's going to outscore Allen a lot of weeks. But you're never going to play him.
No. And we'll look at Le'Veon. Look at his bench. He's got Brian Robinson.
Yeah, Brian Robinson on the bench, and he's got Judy's back now. You know, he's going to play well. I mean, that's one that you don't mind on the bench. You know, a Stroud. You know, because he might come in and Smith might fall away. You know, look at
Does Stroud not throw for like 300 yards last week?
He threw well. I mean, don't get me wrong, Smith's done better, you know, but Stroud's only going to get better as the season goes on. And, you know, is Smith all that really? You've got to think some sort of decline will come. But that's the kind of have a quarterback on the bench I don't mind. I mean, I've got Geno Smith in places, and I hope he doesn't fall off. But, you know, he's not an elite quarterback, you know. But what I tell you, know, mixing Etienne, Hill, Olave, how's he getting Olave? That's unfair.
I know. How the hell did he get Olave? Who did he keep? Did he keep Hill and...
He kept Hill and he kept... Did he keep Mixon? I'm not even sure he did. I think he only kept Hill.
I can't remember. Yeah, did he not keep anybody then? I'm not
sure. No, I think he kept Hill.
There wasn't many keepers. I just remember that.
And Sean kept Allen and Mattison. But yeah, it's... he's put together a cracking team there again, Michael. So it's 2-0. You've got to think you're kind of 6 wins away from the playoffs already. And if he gets in there, let's see if he can turn that playoff form around, because he is the best regular season player at the moment.
And not the best in the playoffs. Yeah. There's a nice close one there for you.
By a long way. But and here we go, Johnny. 2-0. The 2-0 Madhouse G-Men. It's been a while.
Last year's too. Yeah, it's been a while. Yeah.
It's been a while.
Like I say, I stuck with Jones last week and it paid off because it basically that was the deciding factor in the game.
Well, yeah, it is, isn't it? And it's because it's a tight
Mm.
one, and Jones beat out Wilson by 6 points here. But yeah, hats off to you for sticking by, Jones. I've got to say, I didn't think you would. I thought your toys would have been so far out the pram that you wouldn't have been able to see the trees for the forest, you know.
Well, I think I had a 20-point lead going into Monday. Was it on a 20-point? And they had
Pickens
Pickens. No, I must have had a 30-point lead because you had Pickens,
and Harris.
Harris,
But
and
yeah,
like the Pickens got that touchdown. I was like, no fucking more. Stop it. Stop
see,
it.
see these 2 games on a Monday night, which is I see there's 2 games on a Monday night again this week. See,
Better games this week though. So
having 2 games on a Monday night, it's making a lot more games go to the Monday night, you know.
yes,
But
definitely.
yeah,
Because but no, it was
2-2
nice to
at
get the
Atwell
win.
there as
But
well.
I'll
You'll
get
be
Aaron
happy.
Jones back. So
T Higgins is flying. You maybe lose Ayuk this week, but T Higgins, that's you must be so happy that he's in the game now. You know, it's that 0 in week that 0 week 1 must have hurt.
well, luckily I still won it. It really bloody hurt. But yeah,
Yeah,
but
you still got victory.
but I think even if they get the backup in, I think Higgins will still get his targets. Ken, if Burrow doesn't play, he'll still get his targets, and I think it would do better. But
Of course he will. I mean, it's, someone's got to catch that. You know, even if it is, he's going to throw for 100 yards, it's 150 yards. You know, someone's got to pull him in. They'll score touchdowns. Is Burrow a threat to not play?
yeah, his hammy's gone again, I think, so he might not be playing.
Oh, I didn't know
He was
that.
he was hobbling off the pitch on the weekend.
I did not. I knew that, but I didn't know that it was a threat to not a threat to not play. But yeah, I mean,
Hopefully, he does play because it's a shame because if he does play, it should be a good game against the Rams.
yeah,
So,
absolutely, it will be. Yeah, but I tell you what, I really hope you get Aaron Jones back this week. I so hope you get Aaron Jones back
so do I.
because I really want you to lose. I really want you to lose Pacheco this week because
Oh
I've got.
yeah.
So
Well, that's the thing. I can't mind on who I picked up because I've got rid of Wilson. That was a bit
but
of a
yeah,
daft pick up that one, but
it's 2-2 no. So you and Michael playing in week 3 are the only 2-2 no teams. So playing
Michael will be
against
the
each
only.
other,
Yeah,
you know.
well,
So you've
not
got myself, we've got Ross, we've got Mark, Michael, and yourself, Johnny, are all the only 5-2 no teams already. And there's what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 still to go off the mark. So you've got Doug, you've got Graham, you've got Sean, and you've got Alan still to go off the mark. So you know
and
it's
that's unusual, like because it's not usually them to be off the mark. I mean,
no, very much so. It's we bit on its head a little bit, isn't it? Certainly with Doug and Graham. Sean, I can accept, and not Alan's usually. Although Alan always kind of does this, doesn't he? Alan will be there at the end, right in the cusp, you know, on the edge of the
oh,
playoff. That's how Alan rolls.
but I would say I think Williams might be out this week for Alan, but then they picked up Reynolds, who
Take me
might
back to the team.
be. Or,
Take me back
I've
a
not,
page.
I've not come off it. He's
Oh,
there.
there he is. There. Sorry. Yes, sorry, that's there. Yes, sorry. It's that's
And
on.
obviously Johnson's still out, so Pickens will still get the touches. But if it was, it
I
basically most
think
of us came for one catch.
Pickens
You know what I mean?
is a beast. Pickens is going to get the touches even when Johnson comes back, but he'll get more when Johnson comes back because then he'll not be the one that's getting the eyes on the most. You know, the biggest
Yeah, but
problem
they were
Alan's.
awful. They were awful on Monday night though. I mean, he had that one catch, so he basically scored 13 points on one catch.
Yeah, he did, and they
So,
were awful, but they'll have better weeks than that, you know. And it's
really hope so.
they'll have better weeks now. But yeah, the defense came through for them there for sure. But the biggest problem Alan's got for me is Van Jefferson. I mean, how disappointing has Van Jefferson been in the first 2 games? This is meant to be his breakout, the cup not being there. He's meant to be the number 1.
Meant to be, yeah.
And it's
Well, it's crazy because I forgot what I was going to say there for a minute. Yeah, I think the biggest winner for the Steelers wasn't their defense on Monday night, it was Deshaun Watson.
well,
He basically gave them 14 points, so again, that's a big help.
Yeah, I mean Watson's got a lot of trouble. I would say I don't think he's looking good at all.
And I
Yeah.
am loving it though, Ken. Not for the fantasy football wise, but what his personal thing. I'm just loving the fact he's toiling.
I think everybody is, to be honest, to be fair. But yeah, Jackson at quarterback looking a bit better as well this weekend. So he was, didn't he? Was,
He was,
and I think as the season goes on, Flowers is only going to get better and better there. So that's going to help out Allen, you know. And Diggs will have much better weeks than that. Did Kirk only get 10.96 points? He mustn't have scored then because he got over 100 yards.
Yeah, he got 100 yards. He didn't score, I think. Well,
Yeah,
Lawrence only got 5 points, so he obviously didn't throw a touchdown.
Yeah, so it's touchdown lacking there a bit for Allen, but he'll be
But
a
then
wee
the
bit.
thing is, though, you'll get 1 week it'll be Kirk, the next week it'll be Ridley. He's not going to get them both in the same week.
No,
Yeah,
no,
one like
absolutely.
last week Kirk did nothing, Ridley did it all. This week he did it all, Ridley did nothing.
Ridley did nothing. Oh, that's how that's going to go.
They're not good enough. They're not like Miami who can keep Waddle and Hill.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But
absolutely. The same way
Lawrence
Philadelphia,
can't do that. Yeah,
they'll keep Brown and Smith loaded.
and
You know,
hopefully
the Bengals.
Goddard as well. Again, get
You know,
Goddard a touchdown for me. That'll be good.
but yeah, Lawrence won't. They'll either both do ho hum, or one of them does really well and the other one does nothing.
But
But I
never
mean,
get them both.
look at Allen's running backs here. This is a problem. I'm assuming, is that Jamal Williams?
Yeah,
Then it's big problems, isn't it? Because
I'm pretty sure it
Harris
is.
is not looking good. Jamal Williams ain't going to see much pitch time anymore because if Kamara's back week 4 and if he's not playing this week, then bye bye Jamal.
Yeah. Well,
And
he's got McKinnon in for this week, which might not be bad because you've been dumping the hopefully McKinnon
well,
could be
if
disappointing,
Jake
but if
doesn't play
he'll
this
get
week,
scratches.
then that's going to make a big difference.
At the moment, he's sitting with Jackson, McKinnon, Harris, Diggs, Kirk, Higbee, and Pickens. So basically, almost the same as that, just swapping out that.
Yeah. But it'll be so. I mean, the biggest game of this week by a country mile is obviously the top of the 2-2-0s. So you have the best game of the week this week, Johnny.
Well, it won't be like that because I am going to get an absolute hunt.
Do not let us down.
And I'll be letting us down. I'll be trying to cling onto his coattails. But
Well, let's see what's been happening in agency. So agency this week, just a couple of 2 hours ago, Batman's boobies were in picking up the Dolphins defence. He's given up on the Giants D already, has our Raymond.
Well, that's not really much of a shock, to be honest. Like
Joe's picked up Isaiah Hodgkins. That could be a decent enough pickup. Sean's dropped the Broncos D. He's given up them. He's picked up Jacksonville defence.
Oh, Joe's picked up Isaiah Hodgins.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
Sean's picked up Jake Moody, even paid $1 for him. Dropped Joseph, no big deal. Oh, Johnny's picked up the Steelers D. That's a massive. Were they an agency, were they?
They weren't. Well, obviously, yeah.
That's
Lucian Patriots has picked up Baker Mayfield. He's probably having the best start of his career, but I don't know how long that's going to last. But
yeah, well, that's the thing. Oh, else, my Sean's picked up Breeder. That's he needed backs, didn't he?
Yeah, 10 points.
Mark spent $30 on Zach Ertz.
Yeah.
Tony Jones.
I know. That was I thought if I'm losing on my running backs, I need somebody. So I just went for it and picked him up just in case.
Went for the 1 week wonder.
Yeah.
Alan picked up Craig Reynolds. Sean picked up Kareem Hunt. That could prove to be valuable in the maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, you know, but in the running that could be very valuable. Chris picked up Marvin Mims. Nice pick. And Sean picked up Woods. And that was Calvin Austin from Sean. Oh, that's 4 days ago. That's us back to Sunday. Yeah, so I went in and picked up Clyde on Sunday. Joe picked up Mac Jones.
So that's who was dumped today. You've got obviously Giants were dumped, the Broncos were dumped, Greg Joseph was dumped, the Packers were dumped, Evans was dumped, Hasty, Knox was dumped, but he was questionable this week.
Yeah.
Wilson dumped, Austin. He didn't last very long. He's been dumped.
Curtis Samuel, Jonathan Mingo might be picked up. There's a lot of crap players in some teams, isn't there? Literally not one of them interests me in going to pick up, I have to say.
No, it's not really. Like say Mingo, but not a non-PPR. Maybe PP.
I mean, I've dropped Deuce Fawn, and I may go back from later on in the season if he starts showing stuff, but he's just not done anything yet, you know. And it's I thought he'd maybe have at least a few touches, have a little bit of something, but yeah, nothing. So he got the boot. But yeah, week 2 in the bag.
Yes.
Week 3 coming up. It's there's 5 2-0s looking to go 3-0. There's only 5 that are not off the mark yet, you know. So all to play for.
Are any O&Os actually playing each other?
Any on-twos? Let's.
Oh, it will be. Yeah, you've got the Esco brothers and Scheme Team. That's the only one.
Yeah, that can be the only one because it's still divisional games.
Yes, for one more week.
So yeah, the only the Eskimo and Scheme Team are going, and one of them are getting off the mark. But Graham, and Doug could be sitting staring at on-3 next week. Oh, how I will laugh! Oh, how I will laugh, Jonathan!
I think there may be some laughing about that one, yes. But
it's and Graham, just because he beat me in Orkney Bowl, I can do one, you know. the Eagles Graham, not Cowboys Graham, Eagles Graham.
Well, in fairness, it didn't beat you in the Orkney Bowl. He hammered you in the Orkney Bowl, so there's a bit
exactly.
of a
difference. So he can. So I will laugh next week. Should there be 2 Grahams and a Doug on 3?
But then he is playing the Cop and Badley Jets, the top of the division, so it's not looking great because he's not done anything yet. He's still sitting with Chubb on his team.
Yeah, and it's and Graham. To be fair, Cowboy Graham, he's he's got players there that he can bring. If Eckler's back, then he's got a good chance of winning his game. You know, it's but I mean, he is playing Kirkwall Raiders. He's playing Allen, whose team's going along just fine. You know, so yeah, it should be a close game. We'll see how many can get off the mark. We'll see if Doug can get off the mark against Sean. I mean, it's going to be a close one, isn't it?
He's going to have to find a running back, I think.
But he's
he's going to play. But...
Yeah, Montgomery's got 0 points projected, so it doesn't look like he's going to play.
Hill's got 2 points.
He's brought in. He's got Justice
Hill in now. I think I saw somewhere he's probably not going to play either this week, but he's got Tajay Spears. So he
does have Tajay Spears as well, and he is getting a few touches as Tajay Spears. But yeah, his brown wide receivers are going to need to carry him this week.
And hiding the Kirkwall Raiders. Ooh, that should be a good game, actually.
But yeah, all to play for, Johnny. It's getting exciting now. I'm assuming that trading, not a single trade has been made in year 10 as yet, so that's something to keep an eye on. I'm sure.
Well, it's usually week 3, week 4 when they start panic mode start.
Yeah, but it's Sean's usually active by now, you know, and Mark's ready to ship off. I don't know, Kelsey and Mahomes to Doug for pennies, stuff like that, you know. So we shall see what goes on, but I'm sure the trading will start soon enough, and we'll have more and more to talk about as the weeks go on.
Definitely. Well, thank you for joining me, and we'll be back again next Thursday, either between 9 o'clock and 9:30, depending on what time Craig gets off the toilet.
Well, yeah, it's off the tennis court, but yes. It's good luck to everyone this weekend, apart from Doug and apart from Graham.
Graham. Yeah.